Don't hate the player, change the game. Don't hate the player, change the game. This place is really nice, isn't it? Babe, I'm talking to you. What are you looking at? You always looking at something. What do you mean I'm acting insecure?
Hi y'all, it's your girl Karina. Good morning. Hope you all are doing very well. And as you guys know, one of my favorite topics to break down in astrology is Venus. Venus is the planet of love and beauty and relationships. Okay, and in astrology, in Venus, we could find in a man's chart what it is that he finds attractive in a woman, and also in a man's chart, how he dresses like Venus can up his attraction. And when it comes to Venus in a man's chart, it also shows his values and morals, okay? And I'm saying this very specifically about men's charts because of where we're going to go with this, all right? We're going to go down the rabbit's hole a little bit etymology and phonetically with Venus. Now, in a woman's chart, Venus is also her attraction ability. This is her foundation of where she should start when it comes to a blueprint of what makes her, even more appealing. And accentuating the parts of her where Venus are ruled will also help with that. Now, you guys may or may not know that I have a whole series on my YouTube on Venus and beauty, and I have a group dedicated to Venus and beauty, and I'm very passionate about this topic, okay? Also, in a woman's chart, Venus also represents her morals and her values, okay? In a woman's chart, it doesn't necessarily show that Venus is the energy of a man that she would be attracted to. In a woman's chart, it only represents women. Okay, so in a woman's chart, Venus, if you are bi, lesbian, then a woman that you are attracted to would be shown by Venus in your chart. So that's something to clarify as well. Now, I'm really focusing on the attraction part and the morals and values here for the point that I want to make about Venus. And I really want to clarify, in my opinion, in my studies, what Venus really is when it comes to femininity. Okay. Venus, femininity has a deep well of an explanation, okay? And the part of it that Venus fits into is the part of it where we want to self-care, nourish ourselves, and heighten our beauty, okay? So Venus is an energy of heightened beauty. All right. And quite often we might want Venus to be like, oh, like you're beautiful from the inside out. And while that is a cliche saying that is taught in society, when it comes to Venus, it is not an inside planet. Okay. And I can tell you this being born with a Venus in retrograde. And retrograde energy is going inside. Venus is not happy in retrograde, okay? Venus in retrograde has to reconfigure her morals and values all of the time. And quite often when Venus goes internal, she can become even more insecure, even more looking for security in relationships and money. Venus retrograde is proof that Venus is not an internal planet. In fact, Venus works at her best when she is direct and in her Venusian or feminine types of signs. Okay, so that's the first thing that I really want to break down is that Venus is not internal. It is the external expression of femininity, whether you are male or female. Now, why do I say feminine is in both? Because feminine can be a behavior, and Venus is also a part of that idea of a behavior of self-care and of self-pampering. Without Venus, some women would still naturally do this, but with Venus, it's almost like a gift or a key to allow yourself into the world and have like a blueprint or something that makes you feel even more enhanced, even more beautiful. But this also goes for men because it's a behavior in beautifying yourself, and cleansing and beautifying yourself is a feminine behavior. And it's important that both men and females have the Venus as strong in their chart to tap into this energy, because both male and females can work on their superficial, surface level attraction with Venus. Okay, so this is why I say, like, Venus is an energy that is actually very shallow, and it's not something that I want people to judge me on, and saying that Venus is not, the connotations of shallow. That's really what I'm defending. I don't think that it's wrong to be shallow. We need shallow. If we are always deep, then things can kind of be a little dreary. Venus allows us to keep things light, allows us to admire things, beautiful things. It is the appreciation planet, right, of beautiful things. Okay. But now we have to get into some nitty gritty stuff, some political stuff that some people might fight me on, but I have to say it. If you utilize Venus, right? Venus has morals and rules and boundaries, yes indeed. And because of this very thing, this is what makes Venus actually less feminine than you might think. So it's complex because it's a behavior of femininity that we can embody, but it's actually a masculine type of idea. It is a masculine energy that is infiltrated onto femininity. And this is something that I want to say is separate from gender. It's more of the frequency and the energetic divine differences between masculinity and femininity. Okay, so with the need for Venus, we have the ability to feel good, to attract, but with the need for Venus, we have also the ability to admire. And once we start utilizing admiring other people, whether they're females or males, admiring and enjoying the beauty of other people, and whether you're a female or male, now you are actually tapping into the masculine version of Venus, because masculine energy is actually looking outside of yourself and giving attention to something. And with Venus, it is very difficult to just use Venus to attract. Quite often we find that with Venus, we are also very much so looking outside of ourselves. So Venus is also a masculine energy, whether astrologers will say that or not. It's very much so embedded in the attention given energy to what is beautiful. That's why it's admiring and appreciation. Hi, Karen. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for the love. If you guys have been tuning in, drop me your Venus signs like Karen does. Hers is Venus and Cancer in the 4th, conjunct Chiron and Jupiter, Cancer also in the 4th. Yeah. Okay. So Venus conjunct Chiron, that makes Venus more internal, right? So anytime Venus starts to have any sort of internal transit or internal relationship, like for instance, I said mine is Venus RX, but Karen's Venus is conjunct Chiron. These are aspects that make Venus go more deep. When Venus starts to go deep, she starts to get insecure very quickly, because Venus is what? A shallow energy. It's a shallow planet. It is for superficiality. Okay, so these are important things to consider when you're looking at Venus and understanding Venus in society. I'm going to break it down for you guys right now. This is going to be raw. This is how I see it. You can, I want you to disagree if you don't see it that way, because we can really start to understand these energies. All right, take a look at the phonetic sound of the word Venus. Take a look at the phonetic, just how it sounds. When you say Venus, it is only one letter away, one difference of a letter away from the word penis. It is one letter difference. Okay. And when I talk about etymology and the breaking down of the origins of the words, of course, I'm always going to credit Kamisha, because she's the one who I learned this from, that you also listen to the sound of the word, okay? Venus is another way of saying penis. It is a feminine version of that, because it also can be penetrating, okay? It can be masculine energy, okay? Venus is the shape and form of beauty that masculine energy requires of the feminine energy in the current matrix. Damn, that was a little complex, okay? If you guys follow my channel, I have a little mini series that I did over the summer called When Women Rule the World. And I talk about these downloads that I received over the summer from the angels, the ancestors, the star, my star family, about sending the message of the mysteries of the feminine, of the divine feminine, and how it all came to be, how it actually lost its power in the world. And it's because of this matrix, okay? This idea of a matrix is actually still a false idea of feminine energy. A matrix is like a womb, right? A matrix, it's a false version of a womb. Hold on with me. I'm going to come back to Venus very soon, but I just want to make sure you guys understand the concept of where I'm coming from, okay? So what you have to understand is that as women and as feminine beings, we don't have the true order, which of femininity is no order at all, which actually is also no morals and no values at all. So already Venus is cut off from feminine energy because Venus rules over morals and values. So you already see here how Venus infiltrates a certain moral or value system for how a woman should dress, how a woman should act, what is beautiful for a woman and what is not. Okay. And true feminine energy is chaos, dark energy. It has no order. It has no place where it's supposed to be. All encompassing is the energy of feminine energy. Okay. All encompassing the true womb, the real womb. Okay, so this is where things get tricky and politically clearly for me, you guys are going to see how I feel about certain things, because I love everybody, but we have to be honest. In today's energy, if you utilize Venus's rules, right, you are merely a replica of the same thing. There's this video on YouTube where this very beautiful dark-skinned girl talks about all the girls on Instagram look the same. And, she's showing these pictures of all of these women dressed the same hair color, same hairstyle, right? This is the superficiality and shallow energy of Venus. Venus imitating and replicating what is deemed as beautiful. And it's a masculine energy that makes it so. I didn't say it was a male energy. I said it's a masculine energy that makes it so, which means that women agree to this as well. And they're the ones who create the order, the laws of beauty as well. It's not just men. It's a masculine energy, but it's not just men. Okay. So with Venus, when Venus is taking over, right, or on a Venus platform like Instagram, you can discover that you can't tell who is male and female under a Venus platform. You can have transgender dress up just like a woman and cannot tell the difference. That is the true energy of Venus. It is shallow. It is perfected beauty in the eyes of the matrix. Okay. Your Venus is the key to infiltrating the matrix. It is your blueprint to irresistibility, but within the matrix. Venus rules over the sign Libra, which is considered the fallen energy. Okay. So Venus represents an energy of falling. The other thing to understand is that Venus also represents the energy of falling angels, of a very specific fallen angel called Lucifer. I'm not making this up. This is the origins of Venus. So in understanding this, and I'm not coming from a religious doctrine, in understanding the origins of Venus, you will understand that the fall of Venus and the fall of Lucifer is the fall, it is tied into the energy of the fall of when women ruled the world. When women once ruled the world, they fell and the world and the energy was given over to something else. Okay, it was given over to something else. Now we're coming back into that with the 2000s energy, which is supporting for women to embody their divine feminine. But in order to do that, they can't go all the way back, because now there's masculine rules like Venus. Venus has now become a masculine rule that women have to abide by. So the divine feminine rising will never be going back to its original place, because in its original place, Venus doesn't exist. And in its original place, women are of all different sizes. The beauty is almost existing but not existing. And this attraction level that we really aspire for is because of Venus, and it doesn't exist when Venus is not there. So we don't try to attract as much without Venus. So what I'm saying is that Venus is not your enemy, but also understand how it's your friend, right? Understand how what it actually is. Understand that it's not this energy of Venus is not just based off of true divine femininity. It is a contrived idea of what is feminine. It is a contrived idea of what is feminine based off of a masculine structure. Again, a masculine structure, not a male structure, meaning that both men and women played a part in creating Venus to be what it is today. So when we look at Venus, we utilize her to help amplify us, okay? And this is what I'm focused on because being a Venus retrograde, it's been one of my struggles because I'm not as comfortable with adapting to the matrix. And some star seeds are not going to be. And some star seeds are. There's no like one-sided, right? Some star seeds aren't as comfortable with it. And you might find that you aren't well adapted to the matrix on various planetary levels. So Venus is one of those planetary levels that is deeply connected to the matrix. It is one of the ways that the matrix continues to run. And if you have come from a star family that is unfamiliar with this, then you may have aspects in your chart that actually show that you're here to learn how to utilize Venus. So Venus is a gift. It is a gift given to you from a fallen place. Somebody that I really want to get on YouTube. I have done readings for her, but she has also really transformed me in her posts. And she calls herself the Dark Yogi. And she talks about how what was painful for her has shifted in her sexual expression and is now the core thing that she utilizes for her sexual expression. And this also motivated me to talk about Venus because in the story of the original feminine and mother, or of the original womb, Venus's presence is a falling energy. It is the energy of her falling. So it was painful for a woman to be conformed to the shape and the order of Venus. But now that we are in the new age that we are in now, we're no longer in the place of trauma, and we're no longer in the place of victimization, and we're no longer the place where we can't harbor our full Venus power like in the 1900s. In the 1900s, it's like the spiritual connection isn't traumatic anymore, but a lot of women were just abiding by what is being told to them about how they need to be. And that is still happening to this day. But what is actually really shifting because of the spiritual knowledge is that now you can see the sovereignty in choosing. It's the choosing itself that makes you extremely powerful. The choosing not to abide by Venus or the choosing to abide by Venus, that also makes you extremely feminine. So please understand that you don't have to abide by your Venus laws. Just know that in the matrix, you may not be considered quote unquote feminine, but then you also know that that's bullshit, after listening to this talk. But if you want to infiltrate the matrix, sometimes you have to play the game. Venus is your key to play the game. All right. And it allows you to utilize your most customized version of what makes you at your heightened beauty in the matrix to play that game. Understand this, that once you have utilized your Venus card in this matrix, you also have to understand that the attraction that you get is shallow. The attraction that you will get is also shallow. And don't be scared of it. And don't think that it's wrong, but just understand that because you understand that the Venus energy operates the best in superficial and shallow. Okay. The other day yesterday, I posted about imitation, and it's been something that I've wanted to talk about for a long time. And you'll find that imitation is connected and mimicking is connected to Mercury energy. Now, Venus and Mercury work very well in matrix because imitation and replicating beauty is one way that women can it can be a stepping stone towards your own beauty. So my biggest goal is to learn how to imitate, but then also learn how to go beyond that, because now you can, you can really explore what's possible for you. I think that imitation is a beautiful thing. I just think that staying at imitation level is where we can get stuck in our own creativity. If you're not trying to, if you're trying to imitate so that you can learn it and then move forward, now you're more powerful, in my opinion. But if you just imitate and you stay there, then you start to look like an Instagram baddie. You just start to look like everybody else. There's a really amazing thing about beauty, in which even in nature, that beauty isn't supposed to be replicated. While Venus and Mercury, beauty and imitation, work very well in the matrix. The If you wanted to crack the ceiling of the Hunger Games game, if you wanted to crack the ceiling of the matrix, the true natural beauty of the world is to look at the peacock, is to look at the animals, look at nature, because one of the most beautiful things is when you stand out. So make imitation be a stepping stone, but then move beyond that into more originality. Again, this is a talk on a very shallow basis. I'm not talking about having a deep soul change. I'm just talking about understanding the power of being shallow and superficial in the world and realm of Venus, and using Venus to help you to do that. So I've been sitting here talking my head off. Let me just say hi to everyone. What's up, everyone? Thank you so much. Genesis, Venus, and Gemini. Andrea, what's up? What's up? Greetings. Danielle, what's up? Hello, how are you, everyone? Thank you so much for tuning into this rant about Venus. You said, I was thinking my Venus is boring. Yes, I could definitely relate to that myself. But you have Venus in Libra. That might be why you might feel that way. Actually, Venus in beauty signs. I wonder where your Venus is connected. But Venus in beauty signs, you naturally just know what to do. You naturally can imitate everybody. You naturally are beautiful according to the rules of Venus, right? And we're gonna start speaking like that whenever I talk or do anything according to the rules of Venus, to remind you that Venus is masculine as well. Anyone who's listening, please definitely check out Andrea Gray, who does beautiful work for the feminine, and specifically offers services of hypnotist. So please check her out. Danielle, do you still do massage? Let me know, because I definitely want to shout you out. And Karen, thank you so much for all of your support. And I believe that you are also a wellness, is it Reiki service or readings? I'm not sure, but please, if you guys are tuning in and you offer, this is a Venus talk right here, because Venus is about money, y'all. And you offer services, please just drop down in the comments so that people who are listening can definitely check you out, because there are some powerful people right now in this chat. Quality people in this chat. Okay, Daniel doesn't massage anymore. Okay, sorry, girl, sorry. Okay, so yeah, so this is that chat on Venus that I really want to say. I really want us to put Venus in her place. When we do, we can be really powerful. And this is why, even as me growing up, I've had so much difficulty in body awareness, body function. There's so many levels to insecurity, to feeling jealous, but one of the things is the teachings of Venus, they tend to be deeper than they really need to be. If we were able to teach our sons and daughters that when they receive a compliment about their physicality, to not take it that deep, like when somebody tells you, "Oh, you look beautiful today," like to and not be mean, but to not take it internally, as in, "Wow, yeah, I'm really beautiful." Because when somebody comments on something about your body later that is more critical, then you also take that internally. So these compliments, which also are connected to Venus, keep them shallow. And when you're receiving them, keep them shallow. Attraction doesn't always have to be a deep thing. It can remain on the surface. And I have found that it's really helped me with my body issues to not take compliments or criticism too deep when it comes to beauty, because it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to remain at skin deep. Um, so Venus is in your chart represents how you can be as beautiful as you want to be in this matrix. It is the stepping stone towards your ultimate attraction abilities, but do recognize what it is and what it truly is, and don't measure your femininity based off of how powerfully attracting you are, and how powerfully beautiful you are. Certain placements that really will have difficulty are, again, Venus RX, Venus conjunct Chiron, Venus and Neptune placements, Venus and Pluto placements, Venus and Scorpio, Venus in a house that is not hers. So Venus in the first house, Venus in Aries, Venus in the eighth house. These are all placements that Venus will tend to go further than she needs to, and you can have real difficulties here. I feel like there was one more points that I made, but I feel like maybe I'm ranting on too much for this morning. So I hope that you guys will take this, and maybe I'll do a part 2 when I remember what it is, that the other point that I wanted to make. But we have a Libra Venus in the house. Yes, 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 yes. Please check out the Medicine Sensei, Kavan Adrian Simpson. Yes, I actually watch your videos and some of the music drumming videos that you do. I believe that's you. Lisa Thomas in the house, Venus in Aries. Yes, I have Venus in Aries too. So definitely, guys, check out these videos.
Call me unpredictable, but your kind of love is fictional. When I first met you, I should have simply told myself, oh, you're not in love with me. You're just looking at my booty. You want who you think I should be. Your fantasy. Differences. Love is a drug, but it's heaven sent. If sex and lust staying up relevant, don't separate, mixing omnipotence. Fetishize me like your girls in the pornography. A feeling so visceral, images are subconscious. Let's make it a ritual, make me your fantasy. Your Lilith and Eve, sweet and nasty. Worship she like a queen, but this goddess wants you to bend the knee. Meet me between the mono and poly beliefs, man. That's how you win. Manifest your trophy and it's fin. This body made to please like the gin, and I'll be on top of your needs, cause I've been